Sometimes I don't like to talk about it. The times when I sleep and dream, the nightmares creep when I scream, the memories cover like a cream, soothing yet oozing with the stain, for this body which has only known pain, too scared to say his name, so I don't. The times when I lay in bed and see a ceiling, and it brings a familiar feeling of dealing and sealing, of how family took my innocence. Sometimes I don't like to talk about it. The times when I'd see them fight, and I run in cold dark night, chasing with all my might to never put myself in that position. I said love would never be my opposition, but love did what I said I'd never let it do. The times when he said he'd never taint another's bed, all the games he played in my head, kept on loving till my heart bled red, but the blood and the bruises became real. It was then I began to feel worthless. Sometimes I don't like to talk about it. The times when I see the drunks and the homeless on a reservation island of hopeless and addicted mess, with all the booze plus the meth, it's a nation with a need for a fix because they don't want to admit how much the hate and anger and sadness makes it hard to be sober. The times when losing those I love to its chaos and consumption, just one more drunk Indian the world doesn't have to put up with. Sometimes I don't like to talk about it. The times when I look at myself, brown and tan, I see the lines of blood spilt on my land, the constant tears dried as a mark. How I wish I wasn't as dark, the times when I wanted light as beauty. It ached and burned when I yearned to be beautiful. The times when I feel the hurt and shame of a violated girl, part of many names, struggling to stand up despite the tendency to blame ourselves. Because we feel everyone thinks you should be more careful when you drink, letting ourselves sink to a bottomless pit of whys and hows. Sometimes I don't like to talk about it. The times when I wonder, when this world goes under, will it crash with a thunder and a roar and tear itself apart because all we did was tear each other in parts, trying to mold them into a universal paradigm of existence. The times when I sit in a class, inhaling the toxic gas of a system of oppression as we sit chained with the impression that our knowledge comes from a book and filling in perfect round hooks in a test, we ingest its seeds of classification and continue to submit to its separation of what intelligence really means. Sometimes I don't like to talk about it. The times when I can't remember the gentle voice of my grandmother, talking and loving. Wonder if she's proud of whom I'm becoming. When she visits me in the rain, just like that day when it rained, light and soft drops, comforting us as we laid you to rest. The longing for you is a stone on my chest. To hear your voice and wisdom flow and wash me with cool light streams. To hear you tell your stories of hopes and dreams. I carry your dreams in mine. Shimasane. Shikain lied. Shikain lied ashone. Shimasane. Yego shiyaje. Yego inte. Hala ayo inte el yego. Yego ashone. Yego. Jo nilhajo. Aro nijunia. Ayo ninte. Aro an nan lai. Ajogo. Ajogo. Tuanahalo. Ajogo. Ayoninte. Ara ayonine. Aro jone. Yego. Nike. Dot na jad. Dot na bid. Aro na je. Nikan. Dot na la. Sesna kesi. Na ja. Na. Na chi. Do. Na ze. Yego. Qad. Yaltjet. Qad. Yaltjet. Shiyaje.